Archangel Michael says, the moment you smiled, the atmosphere changed. It wasn't just a smile, it was a signal, a spark that someone was waiting for, watching for, holding their breath for. Your energy shifted the air in the room and they could no longer hide what they truly felt. They leaned in quietly, not even realizing their own feet had carried them closer to your presence. Their heart beat faster, their pulse no longer in their control, and their soul began whispering words their mouth never dared to speak. What they saw in your smile was more than beauty, it was a mirror, reflecting something they had been afraid to face. Someone who pretended to forget you never really did. Someone who acted like they were unaffected by you has been losing sleep, haunted by the way your lips curved that day. They turned their face but whispered something under their breath that only heaven could hear. That smile, it's the reason I still believe in them. That was the secret. That was the message carried on the wind. That was the truth they whispered when you weren't meant to hear it, but your spirit caught it anyway. Type Amen to get blessing 333. Your smile carries keys, keys to unlock hearts that have long been shut by pain and betrayal. It's not just a look, it's a weapon of light, burning through the darkest intentions. People pretend to move on, but your image follows them home. Archangel Michael says, you have a glow they try to explain away with logic but fail every time. That's why someone who saw your smile now fears they'll never be the same. They whispered to someone beside them, I don't know why I feel this, but I can't stop thinking about them. They replayed that moment again and again in their head. What you wore. How your eyes blinked right after you smiled. And they whispered something else that night before they slept, I made a mistake walking away from that smile. Type Amen to get blessing 524. They didn't want to admit it, but your presence does something to people. It makes them feel exposed, seen in ways they haven't been in years. The one who saw your smile has now changed how they look at the world. Every time they see someone else smile, they compare it to yours. They're not satisfied with surface anymore, they crave the warmth, the sincerity, the rare magic that lives in your expression. They whisper your name under their breath, but still don't have the courage to speak it aloud. Your smile gave someone clarity they were running from. They realized that your happiness scares them, because it's real. And real is dangerous to someone who's been hiding in the shadows of fake joy and hollow applause. Type Amen to get blessing 712. Now they feel incomplete. That one moment, a small smile, haunts their every dream. Archangel Michael says, what you gave without knowing was the spark to their internal awakening. Someone else tried to downplay it. They said it's just a smile. But deep inside, they too saw it. And they too felt something shift. They saw the light in you that reminded them of something they lost. And that's why they whispered. Not out of fear, but reverence. You shook something in them they never thought would wake again. A dream. A hope. A piece of their heart buried long ago. Type Amen to get blessing 999. Some have even tried to copy it, to imitate your grace, but it never feels the same. Your smile is anointed, shaped by trials, polished by pain, and lit by divine fire. And when they saw it, they didn't just see a person, they saw prophecy. Someone around you who pretends not to care is listening more closely than you think. They were standing close enough that day to hear the whisper, "If I lose that smile, I lose everything." That's how deep your presence went. Archangel Michael says, what they saw in that moment was not just beauty, it was destiny. Your destiny that you still haven't even fully stepped into. And now, the angels have begun surrounding your path. Type Amen to get blessing 888. Someone is now preparing to come back, not just with apologies but with actions. The whisper wasn't just words, it was a vow. A vow they made to themselves to return, to fix what they broke, to earn your light again. They've watched you glow even in chaos. They've seen your courage when silence wrapped around you like a cloak. But it was your smile that betrayed the truth. You are rising, and nothing can hold you back now. And still, behind closed doors, they whisper your name like a chant. Please don't forget me. Please wait for me. But your soul knows it's not waiting, it's preparing. Type Amen to get blessing 444. Even people you don't know felt something when you smiled. Strangers have gone home wondering why they feel touched by someone they didn't speak to. The heavens made sure your aura imprinted on their memory. They spoke about you at dinner tables. They described you without even knowing your name. You became the story they couldn't stop telling. And the ones who know your name keep it hidden, like a secret gem they don't want others to discover. Your smile carried silent thunder. It woke the storm in someone's soul. And now that storm is reshaping their life in the background, preparing a path that leads straight back to you. Type Amen to get blessing 353. They told someone close to them, their smile reminds me of something eternal. They didn't mean it lightly. They meant it as a confession. They didn't just admire you, they were changed by you. There are people pretending they forgot. But if you walked into their space right now, their heartbeat would betray them. They never stopped caring. They never stopped watching. Archangel Michael says, some of these whispers were heard by heaven, and now it's time for divine justice. You deserve to know how your light has healed, even in silence. You deserve to be seen by someone who won't flinch at your glow. Type Amen to get blessing 282. The whisper you never heard carried a promise. A silent plea. Let me be enough for that smile someday. And that day is getting closer now. Their surroundings are crumbling. Their shallow habits no longer satisfy them. All because your presence demanded more, lifted the standard, and shook the illusions around them. They thought they could run. But the memory of your smile is the anchor in every storm they now face. And now, they're being guided, by dreams, signs, and even strangers, to come face the truth they buried. Type Amen to get blessing 626. They never meant for you to hear it. But you need to know, that whisper was real. It's echoed in the heavens and now creation is making way for reunion. You thought it was over. You thought they forgot. But the whisper was, "They're unforgettable." And those words are now dancing through timelines, pulling destiny closer. Archangel Michael says, "Prepare yourself. Because what was once hidden is coming into the open. You will no longer be kept in the dark. And their truth will unfold in front of you with trembling hands." Type Amen to get blessing 131. They saw your smile, and whispered, "That's home." Not a place. Not a face. But a feeling they lost and suddenly found again. Your eyes glimmered with something ancient. Something sacred. And they're not the only one who noticed. Multiple souls connected to your past lives paused at that moment, recognizing something from centuries before. Now timelines are collapsing. The past is making peace with the present. And what was never meant to be forgotten is returning in full glory. Type Amen to get blessing 414. They whispered, and the universe responded. They saw, and now the heavens move. And you are just beginning to understand the power of what you carry. The smile that shook foundations. The whisper that rewrote fate. The reunion that destiny never stopped planning. Type Amen to get blessing 727. Your smile broke through dimensions they didn't even know existed. It reached not only the people present, but also the energies lingering around them. Something spiritual was awakened when they looked at you, and what they whispered next carried the weight of a soul longing for release. They whispered with tears brimming in their eyes, not of sadness but awe. How can someone look like the answer I've been waiting for? Their soul cracked in places they had tried so hard to keep sealed. That smile, unknowingly, pulled memories buried deep within them. Moments from their childhood, reflections of lost love, pieces of their soul they thought were gone forever, all came rushing back when your lips curled into that divine expression. It was more than a reaction, it was a restoration. Type Amen to get blessing 565. They are no longer able to forget you, no matter how much they try to pretend. There's a whisper in their breath every time they lie to themselves, a voice that reminds them of what they left behind. They told others it meant nothing, but their eyes told the truth. Your smile wounded them with beauty. They laughed nervously when someone brought up your name. But their laughter cracked, because the truth was trembling beneath it. They whispered alone, "I'm scared I'll never find anything that feels like them again." Archangel Michael says, they're facing judgment, not from the world, but from their own soul. The mirror no longer lies. The dreams they're having, you're in them. The music they can't stop playing, it reminds them of you. Type Amen to get blessing 244. Even in silence, your essence speaks louder than words. They scroll through old messages, old photos, old memories like treasure maps hoping to find their way back. But no matter how far they reach, they know only one thing can bring peace: your smile, once more. They whispered your name like a secret they don't want anyone else to discover. Not out of shame, but protection. They're terrified that if someone else finds you first, they'll never get the chance again. And someone else has noticed you. someone new. Someone who sees your smile and recognizes your worth without fear, without hesitation. That person doesn't whisper, they speak. And that is what's shaking your past person's foundation. Type Amen to get blessing 384. Because now it's not just about memory. It's about competition. The whisperers are afraid. Afraid that someone bolder, more courageous, will hold your hand and make you forget about their whispers. But it's not just romantic. Someone from your past who hurt you, someone who betrayed your trust, is whispering too. They're whispering apologies you'll never hear, in places you'll never go. But the spiritual realm is catching every word. They can't rest. Not until you forgive. Not until you smile and they know you're okay. Your healing is the closure they crave, but your growth is the distance they fear. Type Amen to get blessing 601. You were never meant to be hidden. Heaven crafted your smile to shine light into shadows. That's why even enemies feel something stir when they see you. Some are whispering curses, but they bounce back, because your soul is shielded. You walk in power that even you don't fully understand. You are not here to impress, you're here to transform. And the whispers? They are the echoes of people trying to grasp your magnitude with trembling fingers. Archangel Michael says, prepare for return. People are coming back, not just to reconnect but to confess. Not everyone deserves a seat at your table, but they will line up for a glimpse. Type Amen to get blessing 919. And that whisper they made on the day they saw your smile? It wasn't forgotten. It reached divine ears. It set off a chain of spiritual events that are still unfolding behind the scenes. Now time is shifting. What was delayed is aligning. What was whispered will soon be spoken. Loud. Bold. Direct. And you'll be there, watching, rising, receiving. You'll see faces you never thought you'd see again. You'll hear words you thought you'd never hear. And you'll smile again, not because you have to, but because this time, you choose to. Type Amen to get blessing 773. Their whisper might have been quiet, but the message was loud in heaven. Their heart may be proud, but their soul is breaking for your light. And you? You are stepping into the prophecy their whisper helped activate. The story is not over. The return is written. The blessings are rushing toward you now. Type Amen to get blessing 303. The whisper did not vanish, it moved. It traveled through winds, caught by angels, echoing in dimensions unseen. Each syllable soaked with regret, wrapped in longing, waiting for the right moment to resurface in front of your eyes. They may have walked away, but their energy never truly left you. They left fingerprints in your atmosphere, hoping you wouldn't wipe them away. And now, those prints are burning, because they know someone else is reaching for the same space. You thought their silence meant indifference. But the truth is, they whispered what they were too afraid to say aloud. I don't know how to love them right, but I wish I did. That was their hidden confession. Type Amen to get blessing 818. Someone once smirked and said they moved on. But later, when they were alone, they whispered your name into the dark. Their eyes watered, and their chest ached, because your memory became a weight they couldn't put down. They see your glow now. They realize your smile didn't just light up your face, it lit up their world too. And they whispered to themselves, I had a piece of heaven, and I didn't even know it. Archangel Michael says, your glow now carries a price. Those who took you lightly are being confronted by their own emptiness. And still, they whisper, hoping God hears what they were too late to say. Type Amen to get blessing 646. There's one who used to pray for you, quietly, in secret. Not for selfish gain, but because your smile reminded them of purity they thought was extinct. They saw God in you. And that scared them. They whispered blessings on your name even when their actions didn't match it. They wanted to be good enough, but their fear was louder than their faith. Now they live in the tension of what was and what could have been. And you? You're not bitter. Your soul is evolving. Your smile is no longer a gift, it's a boundary. You've stopped casting pearls before those who only wanted to possess, not protect. Type Amen to get blessing 575. Some are whispering now in fear, fear that you'll never look back. Fear that your smile will now be shared with someone else. Someone braver. Someone prepared. And that fear is justified. Because your spirit has graduated. You are being seen in new ways, by new eyes, with cleaner hands. They saw your smile, but another soul saw your scars, and honored them. Archangel Michael says, there is a blessing rushing to meet you. And it's carried by someone who will whisper not in secret, but in celebration. Not in regret, but in promise. Type Amen to get blessing 393. Your past whisperers? They are now students in a class they failed once. Watching from afar, they study the way others admire you, respect you, fight for you. It haunts them, because they remember a time when they were the closest to you. They heard you laugh. They felt your joy. They stood in the presence of something divine, but mistook it for ordinary. Now that you're rising, they whisper again, please don't forget I was once a part of that smile. But the wind has shifted. Your destiny is unfolding, not in whispers, but in trumpet sounds. Your purpose no longer hides in shadows. It shines now, and it's guiding people home. Type Amen to get blessing 119. Even the ones who hated you, whispered. Whispered curses into the night, only to realize that what they spoke came back tenfold. Because when you are chosen, no tongue can curse what heaven has crowned. Your smile was their threat. It proved you survived. It proved you healed. It proved that no matter what they did to silence you, your light remains undefeated. Archangel Michael says, stand firm. Your smile is your signature in the heavens. It marks you as one who did not break when it was easier to fall. Type Amen to get blessing 555. Now a new whisper is forming. This time, not from the past, but from the future. A divine soul is coming, already watching from a distance. Their soul is whispering your name in prayer, in dreams, in alignment. They are being drawn to you. And when they finally arrive, they will not whisper doubt. They will speak destiny. I was created to honor that smile. You won't need to prove yourself. You won't need to shrink. This time, the love will match the light. This time, the whisper will become a promise written in stone. Type Amen to get blessing 777. And you? You will know. You'll feel it. The energy will no longer confuse you. Because this time, it won't be a whisper of regret. It will be a proclamation of commitment. Every whisper spoken in your absence is now evidence. Evidence of your value. Of your worth. Of the light you carry that leaves marks even on closed hearts. Archangel Michael says, you were never forgotten, only protected. Only hidden until it was time for the world to witness your rising. And now? The heavens are watching you take flight. Type Amen to get blessing 383. You are the prophecy they almost missed. You are the answer they whispered to the stars. You are the smile that healed a wound they never told anyone about. And now, the whisper has become a roar in their soul. Type Amen to get blessing 117.